Tell me.
All right, dude, I got a question for you.
What's up?
When Helen Keller was dreaming, what were her dreams about?
Speaking. I don't know.
Oh my
God. Sorry.
But she doesn't know what that. How does she know what speaking is? She doesn't. She's never.
Didn't she see people?
No,
no, because she was blind.
She was
and
blind.
She didn't hear people.
She was blind and deaf since a baby. So what is her perception of the world, and like what are her dreams look?
God,
what are her dreams like?
That's
does she dream anything?
I mean, I would assume she did dream. I would assume she dreamt.
She dream in like sensation of touch somehow, because since that's like one of the only feelings she knew, or she dream in like smell. Oh,
smell. Smells a strong scent.
Do you smell things when you dream?
No, I don't think I do.
I don't think I do.
No, maybe I have. Do you think?
Maybe I just don't notice it. I don't know.
That would be a horrible thing to have, because I mean, a lot of smells that I remember are not good, or bad smells.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
You know exactly what cow poo smells like.
Yeah,
everyone knows the smell of horse poo, cow poo. Like you can tell the difference. From
I don't think cow poo smells that bad, but it is.
You get used to it.
It's an acquired smell. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good, but
it's an acquired smell. It's like like wine. You gotta get it's an acquired taste. You gotta get used to it.
Yeah.
To be a farmer.
But
yeah.
But I think Helen Keller had some. I think she had either smell or touch in her dreams, because if she didn't, it was nothing. I don't know.
So would that wake her up? Like if she like felt something, you know what I mean? Because I've had some intense dreams where I'm like falling. You know what I mean? And I wake up kind of towards the end.
That's like the most surefire way to wake someone up, right? Is to give them like a sensation of falling. That's why Inception, they like dunk them in the water or whatever. Yeah.
Maybe that's why I don't sleep that much. He won't
wake. Give him the kick.
Fall back on the chair. Oh, man. I mean, that's a great question. And, I wonder if she imagined colors. I wonder if... That's always something I've thought about. Is like, I wonder if blind people that... Maybe they haven't seen colors. Maybe they've done a study on this. What do they see? What can they imagine? Are there any frequencies that, birds see different colors, animals see different colors? So,
have you seen those things where they have blind people going through obstacle courses without their stick and they can avoid objects?
Wow, yeah, incredible.
It's crazy. They have like some sort of spatial awareness. Without vision. I don't know the science behind it, but there's something. There's definitely a thing I saw.
It's a thing
It's a thing I saw, and I'm like 99% sure it's real.
Yeah, I saw a guy that rides a bicycle, a blind guy that rides a bicycle. Yeah, what? It was on a show called Primer Impacto. Impacto. You know what I mean? It's a very famous Latin show where they show these ridiculous... First of all, they give you all the news. It's all like... And so like, esta noche en Primer Impacto, we have the president has spoken to the North Korean man. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's how they go. And it's two beautiful women. You know what I mean? That, first of all, they still look like they're 25 years old, and they're definitely my mom's age.
That's just Latin American TV.
Incredible.
In general, yeah.
You know what I mean? Wow. And then towards the end, they always give you something crazy. You know what I mean? Like, oh, look at this guy, a blind guy juggling watermelons. You know what I mean? That's completely ridiculous. But, I mean, it's also ridiculous, the blind guy going on a bicycle. And you hear him, he's clicking. And he's like using like sonar almost, like a dolphin. Like he's clicking and trying to listen back to, and he's going real slow. He's also got a clicker on him, on his bike.
Wow.
Incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up later.
Using sonar. That's crazy. And I bet it's different too, like if you went blind later in life than if you were born blind or something.
Wow. Yeah.
Right? Because if you're born blind later, you already know what the world looked like. But like if you've never seen it, you have to have some perception of it in your head, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, some picture.
It's kind of like that saying, like, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. What do you think about that? Do you think, would you rather have been able to see and maybe lose sight before you got to see the rest of the world, before you got to travel? So it's not like, oh, I got to travel, I got to see the Eiffel Tower, okay, now I'm blind. No. It's like, okay, you're fucking 13 years old and had a horrible accident. Yeah, now you know what colors are. You know what things look like, but...
Yeah, no, I'd rather just not have it, I think, at that point. Because then you know what you're missing out on. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but respect to all the people. I have an uncle who in the Dominican Republic teaches Braille.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
name. Yeah, Braille is how you say it in the reading. Yeah. So he teaches it in Spanish. I think he also knows like English Braille. I think it's like a different. It's all different, or maybe numbers are similar, but well, I mean, Spanish from English words are different, so I would imagine that the Braille is also different.
Yeah, that reminds me of this thing I saw a couple of days ago. There's a Braille Playboy.
What?
Yes. Yeah.
And how can a Braille Playboy? And is it like 3D? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know how this works. But it's a thing. You can just already imagine the memes they made out of it. But,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it's like it's a thing. I don't know. I didn't know you could Braille. Can you Braille pictures or what?
I don't think it's as much the pictures. Maybe they're printing out the articles. It's very like
the interviews and the
sensual talk. Maybe that's what they're going for. Everybody needs a little Playboy.
I mean, yeah, blind people, they need something too.
You know what I mean? It's like that saying, fat girls need love too. Well, everybody needs love.
Oh man.
That is insane. Hey, we have a new guest here, Dusty Billy.
Dusty Billy, hello.
Yeah,
if you can't tell, he's ginger.
He's over
redhead.
Yeah, looking at me over here. Why are you looking at me, Dusty?
He gives it a little side eye.
Yeah, he used to fly a plane that I had, and he crashed it into the ground, Dusty Billy. He was flying right over my son, and then I told him, no, stop it. And he said, okay. Crashed it right over the ground. But here he is now. He's hopefully a permanent guest. Let's see how long you last, Billy.
Yeah.
Hey, stop with those words.
He needs to be a little bit more polite if he's going to stick around.
He needs to watch his manners. Anyway, but
I would like to give you an L of the week if you're in.
I'm ready for it.
The letter C.
Oh, the letter C.
My L of the week is the letter C.
Why?
We don't need it. It's the most useless letter we have.
Really? What about census?
So you replace soft C's with S.
Okay, that's
because we already do that anyway. I mean, there's really no reason for the soft C sound if we have S's. So census would just be SENSUS.
Yeah, okay.
And then for hard C sounds, you replace with a K.
Okay.
And the only pro C argument I've seen is ch sounds like children, chalk, things like that.
But let me flip that on you. The Spanish alphabet, that's a whole separate letter.
Yeah, oh, what?
CH, yeah. We don't go A, B, C, D, E, F. No, we say A, B, C, CH, D, E, F. You know what I mean?
That's true.
That's true. Double L is another letter for us. R, double R. So, yeah. So, CH is already something.
I think you can make the CH out of a KH.
Really? KH?
Maybe. It would look a little weird at first. That would have to take some getting used to. But I think you could replace all soft C's with S's and like all hard C's with K's and be good with it.
Would you think, I mean, the one thing that, I mean, I agree. That's a great point, first of all. But I do sometimes, if I read something that has a C and then I would read the same thing that with a K is a harder K. It's like my K's come from the top of my throat. Whereas, if I say car is very, but if I wanted to say it with a K, it's like car.
True.
I don't know, but that's just maybe just me, and I could just like pronounce it.
Well, yeah, I could see that. It is, yeah. K does seem more intense than a K.
Yeah, I mean, it's intense. It's an intense letter. K, it's already looking at you like
it is. Yeah.
I mean? No, but I'm talking about like the pronunciation of it. What's and there aren't many K words.
Not a lot of words start with K. Not really. I
mean, Kenya.
True.
It's a Carla. I mean, but you can also have a lower C, Carla. Carla. It's like, I don't know. I like the K. I do like. I like more. Let's bring in more K's.
Well, yeah, more K's phase out the C. But I mean, I'm not like anti-C. I think you can keep it around. But
this is beginning to be like a Pluto thing. Like, is C a letter?
Are you pro-C or anti-C?
Come on, man.
Or like the pennies. Remember when they wanted to discontinue the penny?
Oh no, that's a horrible idea.
I don't know why pennies. They didn't. You want to keep the penny?
I want to keep the penny. I want to keep anything historical that I mean, especially it has Abraham Lincoln on it. First of all, why did we give Abraham Lincoln the penny?
The true. He's in the 5 though too, right?
He's also on the 5.
I think he should be on the 100.
Yeah.
I don't think Ben Franklin deserves to be on the 100.
Well, actually, fun fact, Benjamin Franklin, if all the founding fathers, this is like something that blew my mind. But Benjamin Franklin was so famous already before everything, independence and everything, that if everything would have failed and we would still be colonies or whatever, British colonies, the only person that we would know about is Benjamin Franklin. Because he was already famous before the independence and everything. He was famous in England.
Yeah, he went around. You lived in France for a while too.
Exactly. Right? He like invented different things. So Benjamin Franklin has an argument for the discussion of the battle of the $100 bill. But
okay, yeah.
I would give, if we did discontinue, let's say they did discontinue the penny, I would make $1,000 bill and put Abraham Lincoln on it. I think we already have $1,000 bill.
No, I don't think so. Have we done that? Or we did that in the past, maybe?
Yeah, they're not very common, but I think there is a couple different denominations.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Wonder what the single highest currency value is of any currency. Not like just pure numbers, but like relative to the dollar.
Oh, relative to the dollar?
I know like Zimbabwe has like $1 billion notes, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we need the penny, but yes, I do agree. Abraham Lincoln needs to be higher ranking than the 5. I think Andrew Jackson can be taken off of there, off the 20. We don't need him. He's kind of like one of the worst presidents. I don't think he should be on a bill.
No. And yeah, you were right. It is $100, the one that's in circulation right now. But there was a time that they have $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 bill, even $100,000 bill.
What?
And I would assume some people might still have these. I mean, if you're Bill Gates, you have $100,000 bill somewhere.
Wow.
Somewhere in your...
That's crazy. And is it legal tender? Like how does...
I'm sure you can like put like void or something on it, because that's now like a vintage piece, like a collectible. Yeah. That now becomes, even more valuable than 100,000.
Yeah, but how does that work? Because it was worth $100,000 at one point. And you're just going to tell this person now it's not? Like, that doesn't seem...
No, I would assume that they would get the value of it, but you can't have both. Like, I would assume if they give you $100,000 in $100 bills, you can't keep the bill. So if you keep it, it would have to be void, and then if you wanted to sell it as a collectible and get $110,000.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah. But that's a little. I agree with. I think we should have something over 100, but 100,000 is a little too much.
Yeah, no. We'll be like the pesos at that point.
Crazy.
Yeah. But piggybacking on your L of the week, I got an L also of like the year. This guy, it's pretty bad. Do you know who Trevor Jacobs is?
No.
Okay, so we. I mean, did I interrupt you? I'm sorry.
No.
Well, the thing is that we always have like a little bit of, we sometimes talk about RC planes and different things because I like RC planes. We're now going to talk about, because the ultimate goal is to make, build a real plane and fly a real plane. That is my ultimate goal. It's always been a dream, you know what I mean, of a lot of people. This guy's name's Trevor Jacob. He's used to be a professional snowboarder. He was an Olympian back in 2014. Back when snowboarding was like, the Winter Olympics, Shaun White. Everything. I think he did medal. Let me give you a little bit here. Born August 6, 1993. So he's 4 years younger than me, maybe like 29, 30 years old right now. Is an American snowboard cross competitor, extreme sport athlete, YouTuber. You guys can look him up. I mean, I wouldn't support him. Maybe look up the videos of people talking about him. Trent Palmer. Aircraft pilot, or former aircraft pilot. We'll get into that. Represented the United States snowboarding 2014 Winter Olympics. So this guy, in one of his recent videos, he has a YouTube channel where he does like extreme stuff. He'll jump over a house into a pool with a skateboard where the angle is not right, so he has to jump early. He will just ridiculous things. He will fight different MMA competitors. He's not an MMA fighting guy, and he'll just go into MMA fights. The latest one is he's saying, his buddy that he used to skydive with, and what do you call it when you dive with a wing?
Squirrel suit?
Yeah, with a squirrel suit. They used to do all that stuff together. This guy passed away, right, a couple years ago, right? So he's like on the video, oh, I got my buddy, something danger, ashes here. I'm going to go spread them over here. And make sure you buy the Ring wallet or the Ridge wallet.
What?
Yeah.
No.
And he's like, yeah. He's wearing,
no.
Yeah. Wearing a parachute.
Oh.
And he's all like, oh, yeah, and always wear your parachute, guys. You know what I mean?
Did he pass away from squirrel shooting?
I think he did pass away from squirrel shooting or skydiving, something like that. So this is the other guy, the guy obviously in the Ziploc bag.
Oh my God.
Yeah, not a good look. Okay. And he takes off. Now rough. I'm going to tell you the title of the plane. Title of the video is I Crashed My Plane.
The same video with the ashes?
Same video with the ashes.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So he's in the video. He's like, oh, I got my buddy's ashes. Something danger. I forget. I'm sorry. Rest in peace. You know, no disrespect to him. He wasn't the guy that crashed the plane. And he gets on his plane. We're going to go skydiving and do this. Or not skydiving. We're going to go wingsuiting somewhere in this mountain. I'll give you the name of the mountain in a second. And he's up on the plane. And then all of a sudden you see him open the door. You know what I mean? On the video, you see there's a fuel valve that's completely disconnected. The airspeed detector that's normally on the wing detecting the airspeed is inside of the plane. Okay? A lot of things. And he's like, hey guys, yeah, here we go. We're going to go take Danger's ashes over here. Starts flying the plane. And when he's up above the mountains, the most dangerous spot of this national park, he starts pulling up on the yoke and kills his airspeed, and he basically makes his plane stall. You know what I mean? Instead of gaining airspeed, looking for a place to land, you know what I mean? Because this is wilderness, and there were plenty places to land. There were like some dry riverbeds that he could have landed on and taken off later on if he wanted to. Homeboy just jumps out of the plane. He opens the door. He's like, oh, starts cussing, cuss, you know, a little dramatic. Pulls on the yoke so he can stop the propeller and jumps out of the plane.
Oh, no.
And he does it with, if you did jump out of a plane in an emergency situation, sometimes pilots do have parachutes in their planes. And the parachute, it's like those old school circle ones, you know, looking like a mushroom. Because at that point, you're not over here trying to like maneuver and get a good video or whatever. No, you're just like, you're falling. You know what I mean? And then at the end of the video, he's always like, always remember your parachute. Always remember your parachute. Every single video that he had before that never had a parachute. And he just did an interview with Vice where he's like, oh, you never know. I mean, I might have had a parachute behind me or whatever. I'm like, dude.
What?
So his pilot's license got revoked. Thank the Lord. But only for like 10 months. I think in certain situations like this, because there's a very nice community of smart, cool videos of pilots on YouTube. RC plane stuff. You know what I mean? The FAA is regulating a lot of RC plane flying too. You know what I mean? Drone flying. You know what I mean? In the future, you're going to have all your drones registered with the FAA through some GPS locating device. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So this is coming soon. But the RC community is fighting it. You know what I mean? And stuff like this really puts a bad look on YouTubers and therefore everybody that's related to that flying YouTuber community. You know what I mean? That do cool videos, that do them safely. You know what I mean? And this guy's just jumping out of a plane just for the clout.
Oh,
he says
awful.
Awful, bro. He said he had in the Vice interview, he said, "Oh, I have 20,000 likes and 120,000 dislikes." You know, because you know how they took off the dislike thing.
Oh, but he could still see it.
He could still see it, yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh, dude, that is awful. That's like, remember like Logan Paul got canceled for like having a dead body on his, we're making a video with like a body in it.
Yeah.
That's not cool. Oh, I did see this. Yeah,
Trevor Jacob.
I saw a clip, short of this. I think it was like Ray William Johnson. And he had like camera angles like all around the cockpit,
around it,
mounted everywhere. And then like you could see camera angles of like his instruments, and they didn't look like they were failing or anything, or like everything was just like normal.
Yeah.
And
he went back to the plane to recover the cameras. You crashed, dude. You're not going back for that stuff.
Yeah. And what? Yeah, he recovered all of this footage.
Yeah.
And he had like this nice sports parachute, right? As you were saying, like
exactly, sports parachute, not a safety parachute, not an emergency parachute.
Wow. And how is he not in jail or have a lot of fines? Because that's illegal, right? To intentionally crash a plane.
That's exactly right. You could start
forest fire. You could kill someone. I mean, the odds of someone being in the woods, I guess, are pretty low.
Right.
But still, I mean, it's like...
What about the animals? What if there's a bear there? You know what I mean? Homeboy's just minding his own business.
What if there's like a last endangered leopard or something?
They never discovered a leopard, yeah. Never been seen before. No, but yeah, man, this guy's ridiculously irresponsible and just making a lot of people... I mean, what went through his mind? You know what I mean? Just like, oh, I'm going to go crash this plane. Like, just for the videos. Like, I guess...
I don't know, dude. What went through Logan Paul's mind when he was like, oh, let's make a video with this dead guy in the background?
I know, when you're just looking for those views, it's like, what's the craziest thing I could put? You forget about morality. You forget about the decency behind what you're doing.
True. Yeah. YouTube has led to a lot of like, remember like the David Dobrik thing that happened with the excavator?
No, what happened? Tell me again.
Do you know who David Dobrik is?
That sounds familiar.
He's like a influencer guy. I don't know, pretty famous. You probably recognize him, but he did this video. You know, like with videos, you got to get like something crazier and crazier, and you know, you got to do the next crazy thing. He did this video where he took an excavator, like one of those giant ones with like the tank tracks and the big arm that swings around, like the scooper one. He took one of those out and like brought it out into a lake, a shallow lake. And then they were, people were like swinging off of it. And then they were like, oh, what if we use the excavator arm and like swing it, and then you swing with the arm and like launch into the lake or whatever.
Oh my God.
And then they were doing that, and they were like making crazy clips out of it and stuff. And then like David Dobrik is like driving this thing, I guess. And then like one dude goes on it and he like flings him around, and then he like jumps into the river or whatever. And then like they do one of them where he just like goes around like a bunch of times and is not stopping, and he like goes faster and faster, and people are yelling at him like, stop, whoa,
and the dude's not jumping
like,
off.
Stop. I think he was like attached to it or something. I forget what it was. Maybe I think he was maybe stuck or something. I don't know why I didn't jump. Okay. Yeah, and then I guess the excavator has a high speed stop built, like a safety feature, so if it goes too fast, it'll stop itself.
It'll stop hard.
Yeah, it just shuts off. Emergency shut off. But obviously, they didn't know this. They didn't. They're not fucking certified with this stuff, course, probably. Yeah. So they didn't know this, and it just stopped. And the dude that was holding on to it, I think it was wrapped around his leg or something. Because it basically stopped, and he was going full force, and he like flung around and then went back and hit the excavator, and then fell into the water like unconscious. Yeah. Dude like broke his face. He had like emergency surgery, like broke like his orbital sockets and stuff, and had to get like crazy surgeries. And like, yeah, man, it's crazy what this, like that's just for views, I guess, right? I mean, what else? What other reason?
There is no other reason. I'm looking at the pictures right now. It's not good. Apparently, like this guy sued him or tried to get some money out of it. It's sad. Not good. Yeah. And there probably wasn't a bad intention out of that one, because yes, I guess, hey, let's do this. These guys were just stupid and going fast, because it's like swinging off a tire, into a river. That's not stupid, but it is stupid. It's like a little risky if the branch breaks or whatever. This is also risky. I understand why they're doing it for YouTube. They should have like had some safety, a talk. Hey guys, let's not trip the safety gear. You know what I mean? Holy crap. I mean, you're going so fast, you're like, the machine is telling you to stop. When that happens, when the redundancy kicks in, it's not good.
Yeah. Yep. Not good. Did you find any data if that guy got in any legal trouble for crashing that plane?
He did get into, the only legal trouble as of right now is that he got his license suspended, and he's still, he had to pay, I think, like $1,600 a day that he didn't turn in his license. Wow. He didn't turn it in for a couple days. Wow. But he has over 2 million views on that video. So he's made some money off of it. You know, so I wonder if what they should do is just take that money, dude. Take that money, donate it to some educational FAA pilot, you know.
That's crazy.
Because
did he even distribute the dude's ashes at all, or no?
At some point during, because you know, the funny thing is he continued making the video. He went and he did his little gliding and everything.
Jumped out and kept.
Well, he jumped out. He crashed into the ground. He went towards the plane, grabbed, I think, whatever he wanted to grab, then went on and started hiking back to where he had like a glider. He had like a hang glider. I think that's what it was.
Just conveniently set up there?
He already had it ready. He didn't even need to fold it and take it in his plane or nothing, you know. I don't know if it could fit, but.
Oh, man. That is. He thought people would just believe that it was a.
But the first thing you do when you have an engine failure is you look, I have an engine failure. Can I turn it on? No. Look for a safe place to land. You immediately look for a safe place to land. And hopefully you're at a high enough altitude that you can find a safe place to land and glide down. He was at an extremely high altitude, extremely safe for him. And he was over a mountainous area, but a lot of pilots, bush pilots, land in mountainous areas. You can find a little patch, little 100 yards. It doesn't have to be freaking pavement flat, but you can put the plane on there, you know?
Yeah, like that one that you were showing me, that family that crashed.
Wow.
You think that was a legitimate crash?
No, that was a real crash. Yeah. And you know, they didn't have a parachute on them. He had his family in there. You think this guy would put his family in that situation? Of course not. That was a real engine failure. They were flying over a river. All of a sudden, you know what I mean? You're tail heavy. You got 3 people in the back. That's horrible. Good thing that they were low enough that nobody got injured badly. But yeah, this Trevor Jacobs guy is just a bad look.
That's awful. And snowboarders are usually chill dudes, I thought. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah,
another thing I recommend is watch that Vice interview. It just came out on the Vice YouTube channel of him. They talk about the snowboarding community. And because this other guy that died, he was a snowboarder also. And it's just like, hey, you're young, you're making it, you go to the Olympics. If you get the endorsements, you got it. If you don't get the endorsements, you're going to be bagging groceries. You know what I mean? Like, what else are you going to do?
I know, right? Yeah,
So that's why this guy, Trevor Jacobs, has to make his money through his videos, making clout, you know. So it's all good.
Yeah, it's like with those Olympians, it's like if you're not the top person, like you don't really make much money or anything.
Nope.
Yeah. That's back when, the Shaun White days. Remember that? Remember that interview he did?
What?
Where he was like, he got a gold medal, and they were like, "Oh yeah, what are you doing to celebrate?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I went out and I was celebrating, and everyone was like buying me drinks and stuff." And then the interview on the news is like, "Buying you drinks? You're 19." And he's like, "I'm talking Mountain Dew, baby." That's hilarious.
Oh, that was smart. Well, sticking to sports, I guess. You know who Aaron Judge is? He's a baseball player for the New York Yankees.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I do. The name sounds familiar.
So, yeah, man, he finally hit his 61st home run. Dude was stuck at 60 for a while. The reason why 60 is a big number is because it's a single season. It's not a record because, you know, the record is Barry Bonds.
How many was that?
I think it's 73.
Damn.
Ridiculous.
Wow.
Single season. I mean, you know. And then before that, it was Mark McGwire was 71. And it was the craziest thing because Sammy Sosa got 66 that season. And they were going back and forth up to 6. Who was going to get 61? Because nobody had broken it other than Roger Maris, right? Roger Maris got to 61. He broke Babe Ruth's, which was 60. So Babe Ruth had 60 for the longest time, you know? Then Roger Maris, Yankee, comes over, breaks it with 61. So a Yankee broke a Yankees record. After that, we have the race, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa during the steroid era, which, I mean, it's still hard to hit a baseball. Regardless of how much you use, it's freaking hard to hit a
Yeah.
baseball coming at you 90 miles an hour. I'm sure that maybe steroids did help hit it further, but still making that contact is very difficult. And so they were racing to get to 60, 61, and Mark McGwire did get to 61 first. Oh, Ken Griffey Jr. was early. This was when Ken Griffey Jr. was like in the spotlight. Was early in the race, and then he kind of dropped off around 50. But yeah, Aaron Judge was stuck at 60 for the past like 9 games. And everybody's been waiting. Roger Maris, the son, is watching him every single game on the sidelines, which I don't know if that's cool or if that's kind of shitty that they're making you watch someone break your dad's record.
Dang.
I know. It's also cool that they're honoring your dad by putting you here next to the mom and everything, How do you view that?
Yeah, I think it's like respectful.
Showing respect. So yeah, he finally hit 61, man. And respect to Aaron Judge. But this, got to me reading some articles around here, and I wanted to ask you a question about how do you feel about team names? There was a couple controversies the last couple years with how teams should be named. We had the Cleveland Indians just change their name to the Warriors. Or I think that is the Guardians and the Redskins are now the Warriors, right? So the Washington football team is now the
I thought they were the Commanders.
Commanders. I'm confused.
Are they? Here, I'll
No, I think you're right. So it's the Cleveland Guardians that's replacing the Indians.
So the Redskins were the Washington football team for a while. And yeah, now they are the Washington Commanders. Yep.
Oh, so they are the Commanders.
Yeah. And apparently I think some people are still upset about that. But I don't know. I think like getting rid of the Redskins name was a good idea.
Yeah, definitely,
that's
for
kind
sure.
of like a racial slur. Probably not just a good idea in general.
Yeah. Just to say the color of the skin. That's pretty like right into the point.
Yeah, that wasn't a great name. I don't know what's wrong with Washington Commanders, but and the Cleveland Indians, that makes sense. Because it's just factually inaccurate to call them Indians. So
exactly,
they're not.
They're Native Americans. But then you go on to something like the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, they want the name to be changed. Why? A chief is a symbol of leadership. He's a warrior, a guy that's in the front of the lines. And you know what? If you do want it to be changed, why not just change the logo to an anchor? Now you're the Navy Chiefs.
There you go. Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's cool too. You know what I mean? I'd be down with that. Hoo-yah. You know what I mean? That'd be my team, dude. Yeah. No, I think the Bucks would still be my team. But what's the other team? Like nobody's asking, obviously, hey, change the Yanks. Isn't like a Yank like a term that people use internationally? Like, oh, look at this Yankee.
Yeah, Yankee.
Look at this Yank.
Yeah, I guess that was more, I think so.
So nobody's fucking crying about the Yanks or Yankees, obviously. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't, I don't get it. I guess, I support changing the Redskins name and the Indians name. I don't think you got to change the Chiefs. I don't really understand that. I think Commanders is fine. And
the Braves.
Oh, the Braves? What's wrong with that?
Exactly. Bravery.
People aren't mad about that one?
They don't want, like, the Braves just went to the White House and, I think President Biden, who, you know what I mean, I don't think he's doing a horrible job as of lately, was talking about, hey, maybe we can stop doing I didn't see the video. Is that my car? No, I don't know. Sorry, guys, if you can hear that. We should stop doing which I think is super cool.
Yeah.
But I'm not a Native American, so I don't know if I should be offended.
I don't know. I don't really understand the whole like cultural appropriation thing. Yeah. Like I don't understand like why they want to remove all these the names of people on the food. So like Uncle Ben's rice, Uncle Ben is not on there anymore. Aunt Jemima is not on the syrup anymore.
Yeah.
Land O'Lakes Butter Girl's gone.
They should have gone a different route with that.
Yeah. Like I don't understand because they're gonna say the article I pulled up for the New York Times says Land O'Lakes removes Native American woman because of cultural appropriation, or whatever. But like, I don't understand, because all this is gonna result in is a grocery store with no diversity of any people on the labels.
Yeah.
So you just want white people on the food.
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
That's all that's cool here now.
So you can't. It's not cool to be on a label of food. I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's not good. I think there should be, they should be honoring these people, because I saw a little documentary on the whole Aunt Jemima thing, and I'm not like well versed on it or anything, but she did have a role. She did play a role, and although she was a slave, I think maybe they should honor her family. Maybe some of the money that's made out of this should help some sort of community outreach program. I don't know. Instead of just eliminating it, that's, we're taking away the history. Now, with that being said, there's certain aspects of history that I do think maybe shouldn't be as honored as they are. Like, the Confederate stuff, the Confederate...
True, the statues.
The statues and stuff.
Yeah.
There is one place that does a really cool flip on it. Mm-hmm. There's somewhere in the South, there's a wall with 3 Confederate soldiers on horseback. It's almost like Mount Rushmore. Do you know what I'm talking about? It has a name.
I don't. That sounds familiar, I guess.
No, but yeah, and they have a video. We'll talk deeper about it, but they made a little light show. They have a yearly light show on 4th of July where... and it's really well done, where the lights on top of it are making the rocks move, and they're making them lose, though. They're making the Confederate soldiers on the rocks actually lose, and like they learn their lesson, and they come back to their family like, oh, slavery's bad.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a cool flip on something. Mm-hmm. But you only see that once a year. The rest of the year, it's 3 Confederate soldiers, large wall, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So...
I mean, there's the whole like don't erase my history thing.
Yeah.
But I mean,
you shouldn't. And
Germany didn't forget about Hitler, and they don't have statues of him up.
Oh no.
I think they still remember that history. We can still remember the history and teach it, and not have like statues of these people.
No, yeah, because a statue is to honor. A statue is to honor, dude. It's not to like, oh, let me remember how bad this guy was. If somebody murdered a family member of yours, you wouldn't put a statue. You put a statue of your family member, a bust of your family member, the thing on top of the grave of your family member. You're not going to put a statue to the murderer.
True.
In your living room. Oh, let me remember. This is the guy that, ruined my history or whatever.
Yeah, true. Oh, speaking about the names, I forgot to mention. So with the name thing, you have the Redskins. I think I have a name that was even worse.
What?
And it's where I grew up.
Tell me what happened.
So I grew up Western Massachusetts.
Okay.
In a town called Agawam.
Agua. Like water?
Agawam, like Agawam. Yeah.
Okay,
it's a suburb of Springfield, Mass., which is where the Basketball Hall of Fame is. Oh. And right near Holyoke, which is the birthplace of volleyball. So that's where the volleyball... Yeah, we invented volleyball and basketball, right, in the same area.
Incredible. You guys like bouncy ball sports.
Yeah, we do.
Very nice.
And Springfield's also where Theodore Geisel, otherwise known as Dr. Seuss, is from.
Oh, God bless America, man. Mm-hmm. You got a lot of history in Springfield.
We got a surprising amount of history over there.
Also, that's where they filmed the famous show The Simpsons.
There was a thing about that. Yeah, no, I know that was a joke, but they actually did a thing on The Simpsons where they had people compete to be who was the Springfield. I forget who won. I think maybe Illinois. But someone won to be the Springfield of The Simpsons. It wasn't us. Our Springfield, Massachusetts is not that nice. I can tell you that.
Wow.
But I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not like a great city. But yeah, I grew up in Agawam. It's like a suburb of that. Which, funny circle back, is where Anne Sullivan is from, who is a teacher that taught Helen Keller how to communicate.
Oh, wow.
And there's like this famous play called The Miracle Worker. I think they made it to a movie.
Wow, really Miracle cool. Worker? Helen Keller,
Worker.
the question about oh no, I said dreams. I misrelated. Miracle with Dreams. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
But anyway, so this is where I grew up, Agawam, Massachusetts, my whole life. And our mascot, our high school sports mascot, is a Native American and like headdress stuff. Okay. Do you want to take a wild guess to what our team name is?
The Big Chiefs.
Try the brownies.
No, they're not.
I'll show you right now.
No, they're not.
I'll show you right now.
The brownies?
Even today, I checked on it recently because I'm like, wait, when are they going to change this thing? They've got to change it now. And no, it's still there. It's still there. Look at that. Yeah.
You're
yeah, that's our like thing at our high school.
Yeah,
so that's
our shut up, racist Billy. He just said, yeah, well, damn right, they should keep the name. Anyway, he said Agawam High School's athletic team mascot is a profile of a native person wearing a pseudo headdress containing the word Agawam, filling the space where the headdress would be. And they are the Agawam brownies. And that's not a food. Oh, man, let me see the face.
I think we try to pass it off as like a food or something now.
Yeah?
I think that's how it was when I was growing up.
I hope they have free brownies every game. Make sure you come to the brownies Friday. Yeah, I mean, wow, dude, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, dude, that's where I'm from.
I think maybe that one should change.
I think that was not. Yeah, it's a good idea to change that one.
And you know what? The point of this conversation, I guess, because I think we're both. Sorry about that. I think we're both progressive guys. I mean, I hope to be. But there's also a space for compromise. There has to be some compromise, man, on both sides. But I do think my opinion doesn't count as much as a real Native American person. If you were to explain to me, listen, the reason why we don't like Chiefs. I mean, I really can't find a reason, but we just don't want to have any involvement. We don't want the National Football League. We don't want them making money based on our branding. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what it is. Hey, we don't want the NFL making money off the branding. The owners aren't Native American owners, So maybe that's what they're basing it on. But...
Yeah, according to the Wikipedia, it says members of the group describe the use of the name and culture of the Kansas City Chiefs as dishonorable and disrespectful. For years, fans have been known to wear headdresses and war paint mocking Native American culture. I don't really understand. I mean, again, I'm not Native American, who knows? But I saw this YouTube short that they did recently. Purdue University, I think it was Purdue. I don't know. They did this thing where this guy wore a sombrero and a poncho, and he had maracas.
Right.
And he's walking around a college campus, and a bunch of people were pissed off at him, running up to him, screaming at him, telling him to leave, and he was asking people are you offended by the stuff I'm wearing? And they were like, yes, this is cultural appropriation. You don't know anything about this culture. And this just, obviously, that's just also straight up assuming. How do you just know this guy doesn't know anything about Mexican culture? Yeah. Just because he's white? Oh, you don't know anything about it. But then right after that, he's getting, basically chased off campus by these college students. He walks over to a Mexican neighborhood right in the same city. And they love it, man.
Yeah, of course.
They think it's great. He's, walking up to, Mexican people, and it's oh, what do you think? And they're oh, I love your hat, man. And they showing them the maracas and stuff. And they think it's so cool that, he's wearing stuff from their culture. They think it's the coolest thing they've ever seen. Yeah. And I just don't get it. Why? It's some weird virtue signaling thing where it's other white people think that they are so virtuous that they're no better than you to tell you can't do that. Yeah. But they're losing sight of the fact that the actual people whose culture it is don't even care. They don't. It.
Yeah, they don't care. There's a fine line, a little bit of it, because once the stereotypes start kicking in hard, you know what I mean? There's for example, this Trevor Jacob guy, you know what I mean? There's a bunch of YouTubers. Why did you have to be the extremist to jump out? You know what I mean? There's going to be, maybe I'm just playing devil's advocate because I do like the idea of let's not fight over cool stuff, Yes, I like spicy food. So why does that have to be a bad thing? You know what I mean? You can't eat spicy food. That's cultural appropriation. Oh my gosh, no, dude. But for example, I was thinking, man, if they had a baseball team and they called it the Dominican Plantains, first of all, yes, I love plantains. Yes, that is like the racist term for a Dominican. I wouldn't be offended. I love baseball. It's our sport. That's, we're the Dominican plantains. We do love plantains. What it would offend me, though, because there is a fine line, right? Mm-hmm. Is if the mascot is like a dumb looking guy. Because like the stereotype is like, oh, maybe outside on the other islands, they want to say that Dominicans aren't as smart. We're very smart people, man. You know what I mean? All my aunts and uncles graduated college. You know what I mean? And then maybe it's because of that stereotype that we feel like, hey, we have to make up for it. But yeah, I would be offended if like the baseball mascot was like, doo, doo, doo. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That would be, or like Chief Wahoo, the dude, the logo, or for the Indians, or now they're the Guardians, the Cleveland Guardians used to be Chief Wahoo. Wahoo. Oh,
he did have like that cartoonish look.
Exactly. The big cheeks and the thing and everything. It's all like, man, there's a lot. And we were riding with that for a while. You know what I mean? Like whatever. So there is a fine line, but we have to compromise and we have to laugh at ourselves.
I think the whole point, it just boils down to like the fundamental rule of human interaction. It's just respect.
Yes.
Just respect people.
Yes, and right? I do think
that's all it is. Like
respect, man. You know what one of the things in life that I think really, there's a couple of things I recommend to young kids. Whenever I meet like a young man or whatever, I tell my sons, whatever, you have to go to a dancing class and you have to go to an improv class. One thing about an acting class, improv, it allows you to understand communication. They teach you, it's not no, it's yes and. Okay? Oh. So yeah, maybe you disagree with somebody, but in a situation you have to yes and. You know what I mean? Let me add to what, yes, that's a good idea. And how about we think about this, or maybe or yes and add on to that idea, building conversations. Those are two things that are good for like community that you wouldn't think.
Yeah.
Also play an instrument.
Because if you just say no, then it's just cuts it off, and then the creativity stops, and it's good advice.
Exactly. I mean, accept everybody, and also be acceptable. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Tolerate and be tolerable.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That goes both ways.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would tell a young person, or like if I ever have kids, I would highly recommend traveling. That would be my big thing, especially out of the country. You got to see other things. Like Mark Twain has this quote where he talks about something along the lines of like, traveling is the enemy of prejudice, something like that.
Yeah.
Because, when you travel and you see these other people and they're all just like you, it's hard to keep your prejudices or stereotypes. It's like, because once you know people personally and you see it firsthand, it's like, wow.
When people ask me, hey man, where you from or whatever, I say, I'm from planet Earth. Because really and truly, yes, I was born here, I was raised there, but then I came back and lived here, and then I went back and lived over there, and then I would join the military, and I've been everywhere. So I've gotten to see the planet, and like you said, man, a human being is a human being. We're Homo sapiens, typically pretty similar. The things, there's more things that make us, we all have 10 toes, 10 fingers. You know what I mean? Oh, different color hair, different color eyes. Is very little what differentiates us. We speak different languages, but you know what? If you would have been raised in my neighborhood, you would have been talking like me. You know what I mean? So we need to stay enlightened, man. Take a step back. You're right. True. Traveling does help that.
Yeah, it helps. And listeners of this podcast can travel with us, because starting next week, we're going to be starting our journey around the world.
Ooh, I like what you did there. Yes, we are.
That's really the ultimate goal. Is like, we're in this age of the internet, information, you can connect with anybody, but not a lot of people actually do it.
Exactly.
Connect with other people. So that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to try and have a guest from everyone around the world, get to know them, their country.
And if you are currently a listener from a different country, leave a comment. We're on the YouTube. If you're listening on the podcast, go to the YouTube, leave a comment, communicate with us so we can interview you, because we want to get to the listeners as well, Mm-hmm. And we're going to go, where are we flying to? We're flying to Jamaica?
Jamaica first.
Oh, Jamaica, me crazy, man. Oh man, was that cultural appropriation? My bad. Well,
canceled.
Oh my god, we're already automatically done. First of all, I love reggae. I was like raised on reggae, please. And the guy that's coming tomorrow or gonna come for the interview, he laughs every time I say that to him. Yeah, so I'm sorry if I did offend anybody else.
He's gonna be a great guest, I think. Yeah. Oh, I just figured out what that energy is to compare it to. The energy of cultural appropriation. It's kind of like you don't know anything about that culture. It's the same energy as like those people who will like see you wearing a Pink Floyd shirt and they're like, you really like Pink Floyd? Like name 3 of their albums. Oh, it's like that. It's like that same energy of like, jeez, man. I know this thing and I'm better than you. So, it's literally that.
Disgusting. Could you imagine if I was that? I mean, I kind of am that way about hummingbirds. Like, oh, that's Anna's hummingbird. Like, no, man. I'm playing. Speaking of hummingbirds, man, my brother got me this from Peru. I know y'all seen in the other episode that Dylan just got their place, and he brought me this beautiful painting from Peru because he knows I love hummingbirds. I think these are like Anna's hummingbirds, yes, because they're green, a little purple, and they're boys. I don't know if you can tell, they're all boys because the red and the color under their throat, it means that's a male hummingbird.
Oh, never knew that.
Yeah, you'd think it's a girly picture, but no, these are 3 boys.
Yeah, the most colorful animals are the males usually, right? Yeah.
And they're probably fighting right now because they're territorial.
Nice. This is the one I got. A llama behind or in front of Rainbow Mountain.
This is Rasta Llama.
Really cool place. Highly recommend Rainbow Mountain.
Yes.
Oh, wait, sorry. This isn't a llama. This is an alpaca. My bad.
My God, yeah.
It's an alpaca. I'm sorry, Peru.
Rewind, Peru. How dare we?
Yes. Alpacas are really cool. Very chill animals.
Yeah, man.
Almost as chill as a capybara.
You got to bring a capybara in.
Oh, by the way, I have a friend that's Brazilian, and she agreed to do, when we get to Brazil, maybe we'll do that after Jamaica.
Perfect.
And I asked her to if we could have a capybara on, and she... her mom was like taking pictures of capybaras on the street because they just walk around all over the place there.
No freaking way.
Yeah, they just walk down the street.
Wow.
And they're everywhere.
I would love. I mean, what do we have to do to get a capybara on the show? I mean, yes, now we're gonna do it on the Zoom, but we have to get a real capybara eventually.
Capybara's coming on the show.
Eventually, we're gonna get
at
one
some point. I don't care if it's the 300th episode. Yeah,
we'll work towards it.
I'll fly to Brazil.
Yeah, we have a couple of goals. It's get Shakira on the show, fly a plane, and get a capybara on the show. Not in that order.
All achievable goals.
Yes, yeah,
for sure. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not next week.
No,
but they're achievable.
Yeah, because next week we're going to Jamaica.
You can dream it. You can achieve it. And that reminds me. I want to leave off on a quote.
Tell me that.
You always leave like your cool quote at the end. It was. Let your choices be decided by your dreams, not your fears.
I love it. Let your choices be decided by your dreams and not your fears. Man, that's deep. Because, when you're scared, a lot of times there's a lot of scare tactics out there. There's a lot of people trying to make you be afraid, trying to make you make choices. Hey, don't do this. What if they get you here? What if they get you there? Nah, man. Be brave. Like the Atlanta Braves that won the World Series last year. Probably going to change their name recently. Circling back. Anyway. Yeah, man, be good. And don't let your decisions be ruled by your fears. Let your dreams take control.
See you later.